Perché la vita di alcuni è un susseguirsi di ostacoli e dolori e immeritate sofferenze, mentre per altri la vita pare essere scandita da colpi di fortuna? 감사합니다.
Seuseungnim, some people live a life of hurdles, suffering unfair situations, while some live a comfortable life without any difficulties. What is the difference between the two? I said it a few moments ago. Some people have certain roles, and different people have different parts to fulfill as they live their lives. Some people try to be successful while they should have been studying. People are faced with certain environments depending on the time period. If you live understanding this given environment correctly, then there shouldn't be anyone living with difficulties. If someone doesn't understand the environment they are faced with, then they live one way while they should have lived in a different way. The environment while we are growing is different than during other periods. The time period of growth is divided into three parts. What is the time period of growth while we grow living under the guidance of our parents? 3 times 7 is 21. After living 21 years of life, you have completed the first level of education. This is the time period when the parents lead our lives. The next level is the 20s. When you enter the 20s, you live with your parents, and parents may still provide support and protection. If there are some things that you have neglected to learn in life, then it is the 20s that you should catch up and learn. Before turning 30, the decade of life before 30 is the same for everyone living in the world. In other words, the 20s is the time period to correct any improper education learned leading up to that point. Once you are in the 30s, you go up a level. The time period of the 30s is for learning society. People in the 30s enter society and try to succeed by pursuing a high position or making a lot of money with greed. Then these people have lived with greed and not studying what they should have studied, so their abilities do not grow. How do you know when someone's skills are lacking? When they are in the 40s. Many different environments are provided to someone in 30s which are very helpful. These environments are given by God through karmic relationships with other people. These relations are called the law of relationships. A pleasant environment is given to us through the law of relationships. A good environment is provided during the 30s so that one will develop well. You meet good people, and if one meets an older gentleman, they will treat the younger generation well. This is what happens during the 30s. People in the 30s were given a good environment, so they think that they are smart and think only of succeeding by seeking a high position or becoming rich. This means that they lived with greed, and when they reach the 40s, they need to take tests. The life test begins in the 40s. After finishing the first stage of life, living teens and 20s correctly, someone in the 30s must approach society and learn from it. If they learn and develop themselves well from society, then God will test him in the 40s. What kind of environment will the 40s face? There is a saying in the East and in Korea that says sa, which can mean for, and death is used to describe the tremendous hardship faced by 40s. 40s is likened to death. During the 40s, God does not provide relationships and environments to help you, but testing to see if you learned well enough to handle new relationships well. Some people in the 40s will meet people who try to compete with them, while people in the 30s met people who were helpful. People in 40s will meet competitors. Some people who amassed a lot of economic power will meet people trying to defraud them. These are people coveting their money. If this person in 40s has acquired a lot of abilities but has greed, then they will meet a competitor. These competitors come to take advantage of you. They will come and try to agitate you. If you have not studied correctly, then you will certainly be agitated. They will take advantage of you and cause harm to your soul. If you have not studied and only accumulated money, then you will face people who covet your money. Because you didn't study and develop your abilities, but only amassed money, you have no power to maintain and protect your money. A very friendly person will approach you and cunningly take your money and run away. You lose everything you have accumulated. You have to give up everything you have built up. God sends his agents to people in 40s to see if they have the ability to manage and lead society righteously, or if you have the skills to handle everyone that come their way. God tests everyone in their 40s. I am only teaching you how God is managing the world right now that we all are living. That is why the 40s are called 40s of death. If you overcome this hurdle and enter the 50s, then because you have passed and succeeded, heaven will give you power. Power from heaven is given in the 50s. In the East, this is called 지천명. 지천명 is a nickname for the 50s. The 40s is also termed 불혹. What is 불혹 in the 40s? It means free from agitation. The 40s should be a period where no other logic can agitate you and not suffer any defeat from others. If you can overcome this period and pass the test and enter the 50s, then you become 지천명 and able to discern everything in society. You have become an elder. In other words, you know nature's principles, understanding life's principles, nature's principles, and living life according to nature's law. Therefore, nature or God gives you great power. People leading the world with that power are the elders. If they need wealth, it will be provided. If they need wisdom, it will be provided. If they need power, then heavenly power will be given. Whatever power is necessary to lead the people and society will be provided. These are the abilities that are given to people in 50s by heaven.